Hello, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Welcome as we open yet another Jamaica magazine. On today's pages, we continue to review the government's performance in 2016. We also look at what it takes to be an exceptional parent and the process for accessing government scholarships. This and more after the news.
Violence against women and girls is a human problem, not just a woman's problem. It's a problem for men too. Gender violence takes many forms, including sexual assault, domestic violence, relationship abuse, sexual harassment, and sexual abuse of children. The magnitude of ongoing violence against women and children in our country is cause for alarm. We can end the violence. It requires all of us to end the violence. I call on all our men and women in Jamaica to take a stand. And men, especially, must get involved in this movement to create a better world for their daughters, their mothers, their sisters, their aunts, their uncles, their fathers, their sons, and for themselves. Let's protect and reassure. Let's unite to end gender violence.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, January 24. The Urban Development Corporation, UDC, will be creating a lifestyle district in downtown Kingston. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says this is in keeping with the government's plan to make Kingston the cultural center of the Caribbean. The UDC will be working with the Tourism Enhancement Fund to develop the Kingston waterfront and install multi-use facilities.
The government is strategic in rebuilding the skyline of Kingston, and very soon you will start to see not just the groundbreaking as we're doing here, but you're going to start to see the buildings going up.
Mr. Holness says plans are also fairly advanced to develop Government Circle at the National Heroes Park. Government Circle will see to the construction of ministry buildings and the creation of a new Parliament building around an upgraded National Heroes Park. Prime Minister Holness was speaking Friday as he welcomed a $50 million investment in the development of a hotel and state-of-the-art automotive showroom in St. Andrew. The partnership involves the Sandals Resorts International, ATL Autobahn, and Marriott International. While commending the companies for making the investment, the Prime Minister urged other businesses to make similar investments.
I'm not saying to people, go out and do things that are risky. I'm not saying to investors, make investment decisions that are not fully calculated. But what I'm saying is that you now have a government in place that is creating the right environment for you to be able to assess risks.
Chief of Defense Staff Major General Rocky Meade has reaffirmed the Jamaica Defense Force's commitment to increasing military support for the police in the fight against crime.
We have already increased our support to the police to mitigate the impact of these challenges. It is our goal to assist the police in bringing wrongdoers to face the justice system.
Major General Meade says the JDF will also lend its support to the Learn, Earn, Give and Save LEGS program for unattached youth.
We're also going to play our part in the Prime Minister's employment and engagement program and increase our interaction in the communities to help mold the youth for the future.
The first phase of the LEGS program is to begin early this year and will formally prepare young persons to earn, learn, save and give back to society through meaningful engagement. Major General Meade was speaking at the Change of Command parade at Up Park Camp on Saturday. The JDF chief was sworn in last month. He takes over from Major General Anthony Anderson, who has been appointed the nation's first National Security Advisor to the Prime Minister. Government has promised to provide further assistance to a St. Elizabeth family in dire need. The family is attached to a 15-year-old girl who is alleged to have been sexually abused by a pastor last month. Earlier, the Child Development Agency provided intervention and counseling. The all-female family also received monetary assistance. And on Thursday, Minister responsible for gender affairs, Olivia Grange, visited the family, promising additional help.
We have come up with a plan as to how we are going to provide them with the necessary support and to assist them in getting their lives on track, getting the girls trained, getting the family on the PATH program, and overall improving their social conditions and to assist in their relocation. Food for the Poor is providing them with housing solutions, and we will ensure that they are relocated on lands where they will feel safe and comfortable.
Minister Grange says the plans are being treated as extremely urgent and should be finalized in the coming weeks. She was accompanied by representatives from the CDA, the Bureau of Gender Affairs, and Member of Parliament Franklin Witter. The minister is meanwhile urging members of the public who wish to make donations to contact the Bureau of Gender Affairs. Government has provided $55 million to build a new ward to house the 43 female residents at the Manchester Golden Age home. This is part of $170 million allocated to upgrade 3 infirmaries, the others located in Portland and St. Elizabeth. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie toured the Manchester Golden Age home on Friday, where a doctor's office, nurses' station and storeroom will also be built.
The Ministry of Local Government will be using funds out of the Equalization Fund to undertake these projects, because we believe that it is important that we take care of those who are less fortunate.
Work on the Manchester Infirmary will be conducted in 2 phases and should be completed in 10 months. Solar panels will be installed to cut electricity costs and water harvesting will continue. And finally, government has increased its focus on the effects of climate change on economic growth and job creation with a 5-day climate-proofing training workshop. The workshop aims to increase Jamaica's resilience to climate change by building capacity to mitigate risks, stresses, and shocks. It targets key stakeholders across ministries, departments, and agencies of government.
The truth is that if we don't get on top of climate change and plan for climate change, which is here, not coming anymore, is here, and we are feeling the effects of it daily, then of course our growth agenda will not succeed.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thank you for watching.
The Jamaica Information Service, JIS, your #1 source of government information. Tell your friends and keep watching.
The year 2016, a period in which justice was taken to the communities, and reducing the backlog in the courts became a mantra. Justice for one, justice for all. Throughout the year, the ministry led by Portfolio Minister Delroy Chuck accelerated the implementation of the Jamaican Justice System Reform Project. The 3-year, $7 billion project got a major boost late 2016 when the European Union provided a $3.3 billion grant.
There are specific objectives, including improving service delivery in the justice sector, increasing access to gender-responsive, accountable, and effective justice services, especially for the vulnerable in our society.
Jamaicans should begin to see significant results in terms of turnaround times, access to justice for marginalized groups such as the poor and the mentally ill, far fewer children facing formal prosecution in the criminal justice system, and more cases being tried in the expanded courts of petty session.
During the year, the ministry piloted several pieces of legislation to speed up and improve the delivery of justice. In May, the Jury Act was passed to reduce the number of jurors required to try non-capital murders from 12 to 7. The Road Traffic Act and the Interpretation Act also got Parliament's approval. Same for the Restorative Justice Act.
We're in the criminal courts. If we can get the offender to admit that he has committed the offense and the victim to forgive, then we can say use restorative justice and to exercise mercy in the disposal of the matter.
After a $100 million expenditure, the Ministry of Justice was relocated to its new home at 61 Constant Spring Road by the summer of 2016.
The day after I was sworn in as Justice Minister, as the PS indicated, I went down to the ministry, hoping I will probably spend a few months there because I heard that we were going to be moving from the then ministry, only to be told the next morning I can't enter. The Public Health Authority has locked down the Ministry of Justice.
Other infrastructural upgrades in 2016 included general remedial works to Public Building west of the Court of Appeal. Repair work was also done to the Ramble Parish Court, the Family Court, the Halfway Tree Parish Court, and the Halfway Tree Criminal Court. The Supreme Court benefited from equipment upgrade. 2016 also witnessed significant investments to develop the technological infrastructure in the justice sector. Video link technology was installed at the Halfway Tree and Supreme Courts to facilitate witnesses who cannot be physically present in the courtroom. Digital audio recorders were installed in some courtrooms.
Our citizens would also like to know that a modern automated jury management system will be piloted before the end of 2016. This system will manage electronically the selection of and payment of jurors.
And 85 computers were bought for parish courts, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Office of Attorney General, and the Office of Parliamentary Counsel. More than 200 Justices of the Peace JPs received mandatory training during the year to improve their capacity to do the job.
This is the beginning of what we hope will be a long series of training. I'm hoping that many of you will become trainers. And, you know, JPs are always asking, can we get some assistance, a stipend? And this is one area. If you become trainers, we hope that the trainers can be paid.
Meanwhile, more citizens are now helping to maintain law after 2,000 community leaders were sensitized on justice services. They were trained in areas such as restorative justice practices, mediation, drug court and drug abuse, human trafficking, child diversion, and legal aid. 15 judges received instruments of office in 2016. Her Honor Judith A. Pusey was appointed Chief Judge of the Parish Courts. Frank Williams and Carol Edwards were named judges of the Appeal Court in March, while Justices Paulette A. Williams and Carol C. Edwards were appointed judges of appeal in September. Rosemary Harris and Pamela Margot Mason were named masters in chambers. So too Carolyn Tai and Stephanie Jackson Hazley, who were later promoted to puisne judges. Sonia Bertram Linton, Dale Palmer, and Sonia M. Wint Blair were also appointed puisne judges. And Lorna Shelley Williams, Chester Stamp, and Vinette Graham Allen were appointed puisne judges of the Supreme Court. Calendar year 2016. Courthouses were rehabilitated, stakeholders trained, legislation updated, and new technologies employed. A year in which the ministry advanced access to justice for all.
When criminals disagree, they seek revenge. Murder, arson, rape, whatever causes terrible suffering. It doesn't matter who gets hurt. Women, children, and the elderly, they are the main targets. Don't support the criminals. Don't cover up for them. Don't take their money. Take a stand now for the right of our women and children to be free from fear and abuse. Silence brings violence.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
Maintaining a close relationship with your child is one important aspect of exceptional parenting. The upcoming feature provides some tips on how you can be more than just an average parent. It is said that it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Parents are the chief builders of a child's character. The manner in which a parent adds each block during the various stages of a child's life from infancy to young adulthood will help determine whether or not that child's structure remains firm throughout his or her lifetime. And as with building any firm structure, exceptional parenting begins with a plan.
In fact, an exceptional parent is one who has a plan for their child, one who is intentional, one who schedules, and one who seeks out support. And those are the ideas that guide exceptionalism in parenting. It is a parent who understands that they are not just called to be parents, but they're called to be effective in what they do.
Andre Miller is the interim head of the National Parenting Support Commission, NPSC, which is responsible for helping caregivers parent effectively. He identifies 4 characteristics of an exceptional parent.
You want to nurture the intellectual capacities of your child or your children. So recognize that they are bright. Recognize that they have the capacity to do anything and everything. Their brains are elastic, and so it can stretch. In staying connected, it's important for you to recognize your child's achievements. So every time the child moves from 10% in math to 12% in math, recognize that incremental adjustment and honor it and reward it. Encourage the children to participate in extracurricular activities. So the ISCF, the Students' Council, be a part, be involved, because in empowering your child via these clubs, you'll find that they build their leadership capacities, which helps in critical decision making in the teenage years. So the child will not want to take on maladaptive behaviors because they understand the role that they play. Structure is very important, especially in the adolescence years, the teenage years. As the child forms his or her own identity, you will find that they will push the envelope. So they'll want to go to parties. They will want to stay out a little later than usual. They'll want to talk on the cell phones beyond 2 o'clock in the morning. It is important for parents to understand that these are the little things that will help to shape them. So it's important for you to say to your child and guide your child in using the cell phone wisely. So if you stay up until 2 o'clock, that will have a deleterious impact on your performance the following day. If you stay out late at parties, it will have an impact on you.
One of the NPSC's programs which provides this kind of guidance is the Parent Mentorship Program.
It's community-based, and what I like about it is that it uses parents. So it's peer-to-peer support. They go into communities, they bring resources into their communities. A lot of time parents are afraid to go out to look help. So if the help comes to them, they will take it. And our parent mentors ensure that. They make them feel comfortable through their home visits. They also have chaperoneship for their children. So no longer will you find children hanging out by themselves without supervision, because we have to ensure that our children are safe in their own inhabitant, and the community has to be the persons who take care of them. And so one of the things we push under the mentorship program as well is a development of a community of care.
So, parenting a child, especially during the adolescent years, is said to be a lot like flying a kite. You release more string for each year they grow until they are able to fly confidently on their own. But throughout, you're holding onto the end of that string, staying connected. Let's not lose our children to the different forces that may blow them off course. Be an exceptional parent. Stay connected. If you need more information on parenting skills, contact the National Parenting Support Commission at 976-7977.
To me, a good father is one when if them don't have the money, but still there for the children, them play a role in them life. You know, the money not even matter, but the love and attention for there with the parents, them and grow them up.
A good father is a person who take care of them youth, feel them needs and wants, and make sure so them alright. When them sick, the father they carry them to the hospital and them thing there.
A good father is a father who take care of his daughter still has to go should go the right way, and that's everything about your daughter. That's a good father. Son, yeah man, son alright, but you have to take care of daughter, you know, because she a woman, learn her the right way how to survive through life, you see me?
A good father is a one way mind picking from them young, take care of baby mother, straight up, sit with them, go to school, them not hungry, everything, good father. Good father is like me.
A good father is a person who has genuine interest in the welfare of his child. He would ensure that he brings his child up in Bible principles. You know, he follows the Bible and tries to help his child to see how those principles can apply in his life.
Well, a leader, a role model, someone that can inspire or change the world, etc. Well, just a hero, I would say, just a hero.
I'm a good father. I am a good father. I take care of my kids. I'm positive sure about that. And I don't turn my back on none of my kids, so I know he's a good father. I don't know about no man else. Me know about me.
My father always did it. I know my father did it for me serious. If I'm sick, my father always did it for me. I love me a big woman. So I love my father. And I love my mother still. But I love my father more.
If you are one of those students looking forward to attending university in September, either here or abroad, you would have already submitted or are in the process of completing your applications. And I'm sure many of your parents are already trying to figure out how they will foot those university fees. Did you know that there are numerous scholarships out there that you can access? Find out more in this feature.
Government, through its various ministries and agencies, awards a number of scholarships to students each year. You too could qualify and benefit from a scholarship or grant, but you must seek in order to find. At the primary level and moving on to high school, students who do GSAT each year and earn high scores can get scholarships from the Ministry of Education.
The scholarships are awarded to students from both public and private institutions. The government in itself, the Ministry of Education, offers a total of 32 scholarships, government scholarships, yearly to students who sit GSAT examination.
Of the 32, 4 are named after prominent Jamaicans, former government minister J.A.G. Smith, and 3 of the national heroes, Marcus Garvey, Paul Bogle, and George William Gordon. To qualify for these, students must meet some personalized criteria, generally related to the person in whose honor the scholarship is named.
For example, the Paul Bogle Scholarship, it is offered to a boy or a girl who must be attending Morant Bay High School. So if a child is selected to attend Morant Bay High School, then that child qualifies to be among those who will be selected. But the bottom line is that it would be based on performance.
So what of the next 28?
Basically, the 28 scholarships are awarded based on performance purely. And it is awarded to all school types. So private, which we refer to the prep schools, all-age schools, primary and junior high primary school students.
In addition to these, the Education Ministry also offers sponsored scholarships, extended through private sector institutions such as banks to top-performing students. High schoolers, you might have just completed 5th or 6th form and are ready to experience the college life. In case you didn't know, the Student Loan Bureau actually offers grants. Yes, under its specially designed Grant in Aid GIA program, students receive a specified non-repayable sum to assist with the funding of school-related expenses. It's not a full scholarship, but it can certainly help to make a difference. Check out the Bureau's website to see if you qualify or call them at 754-2559. Then there is JAMVAT. The Jamaica Values and Attitudes Program is another viable option from the Ministry of Education. Students volunteer for 200 hours and in turn earn a payoff of 30% of their tuition fees as well as an additional stipend. A great reason to volunteer indeed. For those of you already in university, the Ministry of Education's tertiary level unit is a great place to start your search. You can stop by their offices, make a call, or simply log on to their website, click on scholarships, and a long list of opportunities opens. Especially if you're looking for opportunities to study abroad. Think Cuba, Russia, Japan, and so many other foreign countries. These scholarships offer not just educational advancement, but to a greater extent, a cultural exchange and broadening of your global network. If you need help in your search for scholarships, another government agency, the National Center for Youth Development, which falls under the Ministry of Youth and Culture, also displays scholarship options for students on its website. For further tips, call and/or check out the websites of the Ministries of Education, Finance, and Foreign Affairs.
Life is all about making decisions, choosing from a number of options to do a particular thing, which may result in a specific outcome.
It can be difficult, but there are 4 things you can do to help make that decision.
Stop. Check out what's happening and remind yourself to think before acting.
Think. Make sure you're aware of the choices, all the advantages and disadvantages. Then think about the consequences.
Act. Choose the best option and do something about it.
Review. Finally, review what you have done and determine if it was good or bad. That way, you'll be in a better position to make the next decision, whether big or simple.
This is how we close the pages of Jamaica Magazine. Keep informed on happenings in Jamaica by visiting our website, jis.gov.jm, and do stay connected with us on our various social media platforms. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.